room pattern mashup. Hello, welcome to my sewing room. I'm Stephanie, and today is a pattern mashup. We're going to mix these two patterns together. Two patterns, one dress. Ready? I was thinking, this is one of my favorite dresses, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if it had a drama sleeve on it? This pattern has a drama sleeve. So this is New Look 6449, and I've made the t-shirt dress with and without sleeves, and it's just a staple for me. I haven't made the shirt dress, but I would like to. This is definitely on my radar. This dress has an amazing assortment of sleeves. It has some cute princess seams down the front, but I really was paying attention to view C on Butterick 6514 with that nice ruffled sleeve. I love a drama sleeve. Now, New Look, this one, asks for stretchy fabric. It even has a pick a knit rule on it. It has size for stretch knits only, double knit, interlock, jacquard, jersey, single knit, stretchy. This one is for woven, cotton blends, sateen, crepe, linen, and challis. What a mashup, right? Stretchy, woven, mash. Spoiler alert, I love how it turned out. So I just want to kind of walk you through my process. I had no idea how I was going to accomplish it and if this was even going to work. But what I will say is, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Why not? There's no rules here. I feel like I'm intrigued with the idea that these pattern pieces are just like puzzle pieces. Could this puzzle be put together another way? That's what I was thinking. And so I just decided to have fun with it. Now this is my test dress, and it had issues with fit. Issues that I solved and made my second dress. So I'm much happier with this dress than this one. Also, I used the t-shirt knit on this one, and this is double brush poly, which just has more body, more rebound in the stretch, whereas this one doesn't as much, doesn't have that kind of elasticy stretch to it, but it was pretty in the sleeves because it had the same kind of color on both sides. So that made for pretty sleeves. This one is kind of white on the inside. When I thought about having that white be right here, I didn't like that idea. So all I did is I made this flounce twice, and right sides together, sewed them all the way around, turned it right side out, and top stitched all the way around, and then thought of it as the same one piece. And I love it. So you'll see that when I show you some of the finished looks. But let me just walk you through how I did this and see if that helps you spark any ideas on what you might want to do for a pattern mashup. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, and I would just say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Why not just see what would work? I'm excited to try some more mashups with harder things than just a sleeve. Let's just see if we can get different design things put together. I'm excited. This was fun. So let me kind of walk you through my process on laying out my pattern pieces for each pattern part. I only pulled out the sleeve on this one, pulled out the whole dress on this one, and then let's just see how that's going to work. Because if you look at it, you'll kind of be able to tell if that's going to work or not, or what you're going to need to do to adjust it. So let's go. These are the pieces from the New Look. This here is the front, this is the back, this is the neckband, and this is the sleeve. I'm also going to add an inseam pocket, and it's something that I've just drawn to add in. Now that is this dress right here. Oop, that one. So this is the sleeve I want to add, which is Butterick, and it has this flounce, which is cut 2 of those, and then it has a sleeve right here. So it has this little curved bottom. Now what I want to do just easily is compare these 2 sleeves to see how it's going to fit. So that's the back. See the 2 little, that's the back and that's the back. So let's just line that up. And it's super close. It's super close. So it's just a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my sleeve from here to here. And then from there on, I'm going to use this bottom. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Just folded this under. I didn't measure or anything. And then I'm going to find a spot that's about the same on both sides. Let's just say, let's just say 3 inches, because that's easy to measure. So 3 inches right there, and then 3 inches on this side. And then I'm just going to pin the bottom of this sleeve to the top of this sleeve. Then it should fit. This sleeve is 7 inches. So I'm just going to make sure that my new sleeve is also 7 inches. It's not a perfect fit the way I have it pinned, but it's close enough. So this is my new sleeve piece, that this part is going to fit that part, which is the mashup, the other pattern, this pattern. So this part will fit that part. And then this part of the sleeve is going to fit this part of this dress, which is this pattern. Okay, let's do it. Thought I would share my layout with you. So this is the front and the back, and they're both going to be cut on the fold. So the first thing I did is I laid them out on my fabric to see if they would fit next to each other, side by side. But of course there's only one fold, so that won't work until I simply cut it right about there, and then I can fold in one side for that fold and then fold in one side for this fold. So that's what I'll do. And then with the piece left over, I want to make sure I had enough for the pieces I have left, which is 4 of these. So there's plenty right there. And then 2 of these. I only need 1 of these, but it's going to go right there. And then I have plenty of fabric left for this. It's going to go probably right here. So first I'm going to cut these 2 big pieces, get them out of the way, and then I can move my fabric down and cut the rest. I want to show you my fit check, and I do this with just basting, just to kind of see how the fit's going to be. And I can always take that basting out and, you know, make it fit a different way. So I did the fit check, and I wanted to see if it was too big, too small, or just right. So let's take a look at that. Actually, I don't think it's too big. It's nice and loose, which is kind of flattering. And so I think I like it. Once I get my pockets in, I think it's going to be really comfy and cute. I thought my neck would be too high, but I think it's just right. So this fit check I feel good about. And you know, if I wear it and it feels too big, then I can always make my next one smaller. But I'm kind of liking it. Next up, we're going to get to making this dress according to the instructions. I'm not doing any pockets. So what I did is I did the neckline for step front to back. Okay, you do front to back, which we did earlier, and then you do the neckline. So I did the neckline. Now it wants me to sew up the sides, but before I do that, I'm going to insert the pockets. Here's what you need to do. Before you take out your basting and you're doing your fitting, mark where you want your pockets. And remember to bend your elbows so they're not too low. So you want them just where you would put them, and mark both sides equally. And then take out your basting, and we're going to put in those pockets. Okay. I'm going to be serging my sides. So I want to do my pockets first. They're sandwiched in between the 2 front and back, and it's right sides together. So I made a little slit right here, and I'm going to serge right here on all 4 pockets. Then I'm going to put my seams together. All ready to sew up the side seams. So I pressed the pocket forward towards the pocket, press that down, and then clip all the way around. I'm going to serge here, curving here, going around, coming up and curving around and down. And then we'll have our side seams done. Okay, side seam's done, and it kind of curves around the pockets. Now the way to make this work, this is the trick right here. We're going to take and we're going to do a straight stitch from this seam just about to here, like an inch. And use a sewing machine. So come here, get right in this seam, and go straight up here about an inch to right there. And then we'll press the whole pocket and seam towards the front of the dress. Okay? Just wanted to show you this little stitch. It's, for me, it's just eyeballing it. It's not an exact science. You could measure if you want, but do a little back stitch right there, and then we're going to press the whole pocket forward from the outside, pressing this whole seam forward, and it's just going to be like an invisible pocket. It's invisible, but here's the pocket. I can feel it right here. There's the pocket, and there's the seam. So basically, this little seam is pushed to the front, which is this way, and what you're going to do is you're just going to press that down, and that pocket's just going to disappear. Lovely. All right, so here's where we are on making this dress. We've done the side seams, we added the pockets, and now it wants us to insert the sleeve. It's time for our mashup. We're going to bring in this pattern and this sleeve right here. So let's look at the instructions on each and compare. This one wants us to do some gather stitches, some basting right there. It wants us to put the side seam together and hem it, then insert it into the dress. Boom. Now let's look at this pattern and let's look at this sleeve. So this sleeve, we are also going to gather just at the cap, and then we're also going to sew the inner arm sleeve, and then it wants us to just turn under a narrow hem. There must be a reason for that. A narrow rolled hem at the bottom of this sleeve, and then what we're going to do is hem this flounce, stay stitch the circle, hem the flounce, and then we're going to attach the flounce to the sleeve, trimming off the flounce, and then we're going to insert the sleeve into the dress, which is just the same as the other instruction. So they're the same except for adding this flounce and this little hem. So we're going to use these directions to do the sleeve. All right, let's talk about putting this sleeve together. Now, first of all, I don't do those little, I don't mark these, whatever they are, you know, to line things up. I don't ever do those. So on this one, on these two flounces, I did. And so on the sleeve, I marked it so that I would know where that is, because that's important. You want to have this flounce put in the correct position. The other thing I did is I marked the front only. So I know this is the front and this is the back. You can mark them all if that is how you do it. I'm just not used to it, so I had to kind of just make do. Now, you're going to want to attach the flounce to this, matching up these right sides together, matching up these two little marks. And so that's what I did. And since I basted around, I just sewed it on the same basting, and I put it on knowing that where my little mark is the front. So there you go, right there. So I slipped this on, and it's gonna be perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's look at the inside. Basically, it's all just basted, and they're asking to do little clip marks to ease. I'm not gonna do that because I did not hem, I did not do anything. I am simply going to make a clip right here, and I'm gonna serge all the way around. Then I won't need the little clip marks because it'll just be one finished seam. That's the plan. So I just wanted to show you the inside view of attaching the flounce with the serger. I just basically went right, just cutting off that basting for the most part. So now it looks like this. Now, do they want us to top stitch that? Let's take a look. Press seam towards sleeve. Does not say to top stitch it. So I'll press the sleeve towards the seam and we'll see what I think. I think it looks good though. off just like that. Once it's pressed, it's gonna be so cute. All right, so let's do the other one. This is how I line things up. I thought I would just share it with you. So what I did is I took the mark. Remember we marked it where the little tab is so that I can line these two things up. So I took that and I stretched it and I marked half. Then I marked four equal parts. Then same thing over here from the tab, I marked 4 equal parts. Then I'm going to take the right sides together, insert this flounce inside this sleeve, right sides together, starting with the tab, and match up all 4 parts. And that way it'll equally be distributed, and then I'll baste it on, serge it, press towards the sleeve, so then it'll be done. Did it say press towards the sleeve? Yes. I'm ready to attach my sleeve to my armhole, and I wanted to show you how I do it. This is just my way that I always do it. I marked half and half again, so I have 4 equal parts, and then I just eased together the in between the 4 equal parts, and I didn't have to do any easing. I didn't need the gather on the sleeve that I did. I'm probably just going to pull that out because I'm going to serge this, and I didn't need it because of this stretch of the fabric. It all went together super easy. So again, I did at the seam, I matched up my 2 seams, okay, and then up here I have my other half, 2 halves that way, and then I filled in the rest, and I'm going to serge it, and this sleeve will be in. Now remember that you want it, this has a front and a back. Some sleeves are the same, it wouldn't matter, so make sure your front is to front. I had a little mark, can't remember which one it is, but I lined those up. There it is, right there. So I lined the front to the front, and that means the back's to the back. And the other sleeve should match up too. When I did my fit check, I felt like this was nice. I mean, it's loose, but comfy, and I didn't have a problem with it. But now that it's finished, I think it's just a little bit too big, and that's making it just unflattering. So I think it needs to come in just a little bit like that. And so I'm pinching about like 1.5 inches. And the other thing is it's too big right here. It kind of goes too wide. You can't really see it because of my hair. You see that? So I would be constantly fidgeting with this neckline. It's too big. So I want to adjust the pattern to make it a little bit smaller and to make this a little more narrow. And I love this dress so much, but I don't love that it's t-shirt knit instead of my usual double brush poly, because it doesn't have that, you know, the bounce back from stretching. It's just kind of blah. So I'm going to take this in a little bit just to save it, but I also want to adjust my pattern and try this mashup again, because I think this could be really cute. It's just too big. Okay, so what I did is I put a center seam down the back. I basted 1.5 inches, and I feel that this dress is a lot more flattering now. It's still good sideways. It might be cuter if it had a little curve in it, but I didn't. I just made it straight down the back, and that fixed, for the most part, my neck issues. I just gave it a little bit more, I don't know, better fit. If I was going to fix the pattern, I would take in the front and the back instead of putting in a back seam. It's just what I would do. I think I like it now. It still needs to be hemmed. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's already hemmed. This is it. I have to actually make the seam because it's just basted. So I'll just run the serger down it, and then this dress is done. Made my adjustments. I've chipped a 1/2 inch off the side of the front. Well, I'm going to cut that off. 1/2 inch off the side of the front and the back. And then I also took a 1/2 inch off the center
of the front and the back. That would just make my neck line a little smaller. Now I've taken off a 1/2 inch of this side, so I need to take a 1/2 inch off my sleeve. It's funny because I remember enlarging this pattern by about that much, so it probably would have fit in the smaller size. And so it's probably going to end up being a 20 without the extra size. I'll just erase that and it'll be a 20 like it originally was. Okay, this is my fit check. I took the dress in, and I'm thinking I took it in just a little too much. So I think what I'm going to do is put my side seams back where they were and leave these 2 seams taken in, and that's it, because it's just a little bit too snug. It's not uncomfortable, it just shows too much, especially this way. It was just a little more flattering before. So I think for this, I'm going to go as far to the edge of the seam as I can, but I'm going to fix my pattern, and then that's going to be a great pattern. So this is just basted right here. I'll take this out, and when I do my real seam, I'm going to go to the very edge, and that'll just give me probably close to 1 inch. If I can get a 1/2 inch on both sides, just by not taking, just serge it right on the edge of the fabric. And that's my plan, but my neckline is so much better. I don't want to change this part where I took it in. I think I have my pattern pretty perfect. Okay, so this is my basting and this is my serge. So I gained back like a little under a 1/2 inch on each side. So that's a little under 1 inch altogether, and that could make all the difference. I also am going to forego the pockets because it's just a little bit, it'll just be too bulky there with it being a little tight. So changes happen as you go along. It looks like that little bit less than 1 inch was just what I needed. It doesn't feel like it's clinging right in here like it was. Glad I didn't put the pockets in. That would have just been bulky right there. Now it's smooth. So now put the sleeves in and hem it. Another dress. I love how this dress turned out. It's super comfy, but these drama sleeves, love them. Missed my pockets. If I did this over, I would put the pockets in this, and oh well. Still turned out great. Love my mashup. Love these sleeves. They're so pretty. I lined this. I didn't mention that in the video. So all I did is I just cut 2 of these because inside it was very white and I didn't want white inside my sleeves. So I lined it. And I love that so much. That was not in the instructions. Gee, now I don't remember. Did I line the other dress? Let's look. Let's see. No, I didn't line this one. It looked the same on the inside as it did on the outside. But this fabric is very white. And I didn't want that right here. See? So, another hack. Actually, it just gives them a little more weight. Love these sleeves. They're so cute. I want to make this dress again.
Success! I love how it turned out. This is going to be something I will do again. I love, this was the prototype. It had issues, as you could see, that I had to work with, but it's still cute. But this one's cuter. Oh my gosh, I just love this dress. I feel like I'm going to wear it again and again. I just love the drama sleeve. That could be really fun. That could be so fun. In fact, it could be kind of fun to do a woven pattern and a different sleeve. I mean, there's just the possibilities are, well, obviously I'm going to do this one, but the possibilities are endless when you start thinking of each facet of the design as something you could put into something else. So the wheels are turning, the wheels are turning. If you're new to my channel, come back on Fridays. I'm here every Friday for Friday Sews. A little bit of chatting about sewing and life and all kinds of fun things. And hit the subscribe button, please, and ring that little bell. And I love your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my dress. And I'm just excited about it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that opens up your mind for, you know, possibilities. And, you know, there's just no rules here. We could just try things. I have tried so many things that didn't work. It's nice to try something that does work. But you just won't know if you don't step out of that box, that comfort zone, and just try stuff. So if you want to see me try more stuff, I think I might do another mashup. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching my channel. I appreciate you very much. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.